Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter and there are different angles to this issue, this video. And the reason why it was an important conversation to have for me is because of what I said earlier. We understand a lot of men like women who are doing well, right? However, they say it, but nobody ever comes out to say, I want a woman who is made. They say it maybe with their friends or with their buddies. They don't say it out. When a man comes out, a handsome man like this comes out and says it out, that looks successful, looks like it's together, says it. Now, what that does, it gives a license to a lot of men. Say, you know what? I don't want them raw anymore. I don't want them fresh from college. I want somebody who is made. Is that a problem? That's number one. Number two, my concern also is that young girls who also are trying to build a career, they are, as Waiki said, is relative. Now, they want to also build from scratch with somebody. And he's not willing to date them because he's waiting for her to be made. Now, she is getting frustrated because men are now made to feel like, look for them when they are made. And she wants to be made with you. She wants to grow because that's how our parents taught them. Grow with your husband from scratch. So where does that happen? That's number two. Number three, and I hope you guys can remember. Number three, if we allow this kind of videos to be accepted, where does it put a woman who just wants to be careful? Because even these made women who have all the money, they also want a man to just care for them. I don't want a man coming to me for me. I might support his resources, but sometimes I want you to be the one who is resourceful. I want to have my money for myself and do my thing, but I want you to be the one. Don't come to me asking for my resources. Do your thing. So what happens to a woman who just wants to be cared for, pampered, taken care of? Don't worry about my money. Don't even pretend like my money is not there. Care for me. Because
at what cost now?
So just care for me.
It's no vex. You know, see the way it's like say rushing.
Yes.
Because the thing don't come the press some buttons. You know, a resourceful woman wants to be cared for. But if her husband's entire financial ability is around the 100,000s, she won't be asking him for his head and the grandmother's head in millions. But a girl who is not resourceful, who is broke, will look at him and say, is that not your mate down there? Whereas she
isn't doing anything.
If you put her in a business, she'll run it down 10 times. She doesn't know what to do with money. Some women who have already proven the point can say, can I just be pampered? We all do it, at least me, I know I do it sometimes. Waiting, you should care for me. Mommy, this, darling, this. Somebody should pamper me. You know, sometimes you just want to sleep and somebody shows up. But you're not the type that will sleep and then there's nothing. Maybe your husband is down, everybody's down, and you're thinking, well, let all of us just sit down. Okay? Call your friends and beg for money. You know, you've not seen this category of emptiness from a partner, male or female, emptiness, for you to understand what this person is talking about. So a woman who has her means knows what exactly it is to be empowered already. She doesn't want to wake up one morning and she's empty. But if her husband says, okay, stay back and everything, even in her staying back, she'll be resourceful enough to save up some things. Okay,
let's jump in. I have a call with Shagun. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah. Good
morning.
Morning.
Yeah. You know, it depends on what you are discussing this morning is very interesting. It depends on the lady. Let me tell you something from my own personal experience. I have a lady, though I'm more mature than her, but a very young girl. She's from a family that does not really have, you understand? You know, I started taking care of her.
No
Hello?
way. Oh,
James?
No.
Oh, we lost that call. James?
The way Mariah is calling him. Yo, James.
We lost that call.
Okay, so, you know, again, I think there are two different, you know, conversations here. A man who, okay, so to explain it, first of all, we need to understand that you know that you can be broke and have a lot of material things. You can have an iPhone, you can have the wigs, you can have things and be broke. And you can be living without all those things and not be broke. Right.
So I thought that James is back. Okay. James, are you there? They called him back. Hello, James?
Yes, I'm back.
Go ahead, please. Yes, you were saying.
Like I was saying, I started taking care of her. Last year she wanted to mark her birthday. She now requested for iPhone 15. You understand? And this is a lady that if they want to eat in their family, at times I used to buy her a bag of rice, give her money like 10,000-15,000 naira to cook or some other thing. She demanded for iPhone 15. I asked my sister in the UK to send me that iPhone 15. I gave it to her.
Oh, okay.
You know what this stupid girl started doing with iPhone 15? Started doing all this TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Instead of us thinking of, let me see how I can sell this phone, empower my family. If it's just like, if you can sell it for like maybe 1.5 million, 1.8 million. So empower your mother. Your mother is not doing anything. Your dad too is doing all this petty. You hardly feed from, the family hardly feed from the money. I didn't start doing TikTok and everything. I started looking at her. What I now do now, I realize that this girl cannot think. You understand? I started saying, okay, no problem. Now I started denying her all those money that I used to give her that. Okay, instead of me giving you 30,000, 20,000 naira, I started telling you, well, me too, I'm broke. Oh, yeah, take this 5,000 naira. I expected her to think. I don't want to tell her that, sell this phone, give this money to your family. Let this, she was just busy doing this TikTok, laughing, and started doing big girl in the midst of her friends. Imagine, like that kind of girl now, there's no way I can have millions of naira and think of, okay, let me give it to, because she cannot think. And I don't want to think for her. Thank you.
That's it. That's what I was saying.
Okay, definitely. He has seen that she's not ready to be resourceful.
No, she won't.
Now, if you have a girl that you're dating and she's from a poor background, first thing I would do as a man is, let me try to set you up to make money. Let me teach you how to turn over money. If you're now struggling or you don't want to learn or you resisting me teaching you how to be resourceful, when I marry you, where am I going with you?
You carry breadwinner.
Where am I going with you? You're a liability. I'm carrying a liability to raise my kids, liability to manage the home, liability to manage the finances. You are a dunce. I'm carrying over. I can't do that.
That's a strong word, man.
I'm helping you, but you don't want to help yourself. You want to just rely on me and do nothing. Okay. That's not fair.
You see,
that's not fair.
I think society has allowed, over the years, I've watched this, society has allowed this kind of thing to happen. And we allow someone that they don't have, they can't afford a meal. For instance, you are buying her an iPhone. She doesn't, even if she asks for the iPhone, even if she requests it, so what? What is she doing?
That's my question.
What is she doing with an iPhone? She cannot even.
He's not a father now. He's supposed to be in love with her.
And even if he's in love, you see, that's what I'm saying. Over the years, I've been watching, we have allowed this kind of thing to happen. Look, it is recently that I know that the wigs you people wear on your head, they are about... I mean, that I thought a wig was maybe 15,000 or 30,000. When I hear 2 million, what? This thing on your head? So we have allowed this... should I call it decadence or what? We have allowed in our society.
This language of
and I watch these young girls, they are wearing wigs on their head, and their families are hungry.
They're wearing their rents on their
home.
heads.
Thanks. Yeah.
Rents on their heads.
Imagine.
Their capital.
Okay, so
is their phone.
I started earlier by saying that you can be broke and have all these material things, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
A young girl, we used to hear that you're on a bike and you have Brazilian hair on and you have an iPhone, because there is this culture now of owning these things
social
without having anything on ground, and we encourage it. So just to the man that made the call, he says that the girlfriend asked for an iPhone 15. I know a lot of us are asking, why did he give it to her? Why didn't he maybe give her money and invest in? We need to understand that there are different kinds of people that we date. There are some people that they are dating, whatever you want, they will give you. They're not investing in you. They're not investing in your future. They're investing in the relationship. They're investing in the feelings that they want from you. That is different. You meet a man who wants to take care of you and he's not thinking of the money he will give you. He's wondering, I need to send you to school. I need to put you in this business. I need to introduce you to my network and my people. And That's a different kind of relationship.
purpose of
but
dating.
also, because you're a girl, you're not entitled to people to think about your life, to think about how to build your future. We're hoping that by the time that you're old enough and mature enough, you understand that these things are, this is what you get. But you're right, there's a whole culture of where girls now, what shows that you have become, that you're not broke or that you're doing well is that you own these things without having anything on ground. And I think that that's what this man, I'm hoping that that's what this young man is saying. He's not looking at your money, he's not looking at the things that you have, he's looking at those behaviors that you have learned in trying to build yourself or build yourself financially, being resourceful. If he sees that, that's the sort of person he's attracted to, not someone who has all these things. After all, there are some children, there are some people who were born into wealthy homes. Yeah. They have the cars, the homes, the everything, the lifestyle, but they don't have...
broke.
Good.
Mentally broke.
They're still broke. And you find men saying, I don't want to marry people from this kind of homes because when I marry her, she will not know what to do. So it's about the behavior, the character traits.
Where I will blame parents as well. I'm not talking now the middle class parents. I'm not talking about the poor, because the poorer parents, when their children come home with all those kind of, mommy, we take this 20,000. She's not going to ask or he, where is the money coming from? Just, hey, my child, he's hustling. Is looking after me. So they
doesn't make you right either.
The middle class parents will now allow their kids. What do you want? Take this, take that. Come, work for it. Yeah. You want this? Do a job. Even if it's for the company, for my company or something. Do something. Yeah. Don't just keep expecting to wear the expensive wig. Don't keep expecting to carry the latest phone.
I mean.
So there's something
let me take this call.
These children will buy phones that even I cannot afford.
Let me take this call. We're holding for Sandra. Thanks for calling. You're live.
All right, thank you so much. It's my first time on TV, on YourView. I'm so excited. Yeah. Actually, this topic is very important. Okay, now for James who called, I listened to him vividly. And he said he asked his sister from outside the country to send that phone to this lady. Now, he actually did well, and that girl was actually supposed to sell that phone. Yeah, he said that. But now, what I was not happy with him was that he was just looking at her. I expected him to talk to this lady, advise her. Now, I appreciate Anikula Bokuti. She actually said something, that some ladies come out from school and they are actually vulnerable. Not that they don't have the idea to actually do things, but they are vulnerable. So why can't these men teach this lady how to do things, how to get business? I actually went to school.
Thank you very much. You see, I think I like what Mariam said earlier. There are different types of relationships. I can invest in a relationship. And when I see somebody who I want to have a long-term relationship with, that's the kind of person I will help. So it's not all relationships that means
you've seen the potential.
You've seen the potential.
I wanted to even share some comedy to what she said. I read some a thread on Twitter, and somebody had said, he paid the rent for a girl, and all she could say was T for thanks. So T for thanks.
I know.
T for thanks was trending. That's it. How appreciative are you of a person who's just paid your rent? Right. And he said the rent was close to, I think, 1.5 million. People started posting what they have done for girls over the years. And one was like, he paid my rent this amount. I will spread it like this. All sorts of description of how this would have been appreciated. So for someone whose person is investing in a relationship, of course they're buying you things. You're definitely going to prostitute or pay back in some form of some kind way and all of that. And it's sort of allowed amongst us. This girl in question now is what they call in my place in Pidgin, a big girl, no money. Yeah. So you're a big girl, you have a phone, you have everything. That's what you want to have to show that you are big. You might not have money, but you have achievements. You've gone to school, you were best scholar, you were this and that. Your potentials can be displayed in different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be a set up business.
We have to wrap. Let me wrap. What are your final thoughts on this?
I'm just saying it's peer pressure. Peer pressure is really messing up a lot of people's creativity. Being given an iPhone from the UK, I think he was saying that she should have sold it and done something.
I have a problem with that.
I'm thinking, why didn't you give her the money?
The woman who was
She
in the
not
UK
gonna
that was
know
slaving
now
herself
what
to
to
send,
do
but
with
you
it.
think she was playing in the UK? Or
But
she just plucked the iPhone for the
maybe she had the
somebody
idea of
to buy
selling
it.
the phone. That means she needed capital for something important. But
we
if she
have
not
to
get
wrap-
idea,
we
now
have
the
to
phone.
wrap-
You know those people who show you
Can I
road
just
like
say
this.
this?
with a
Can I
phone.
just say this? It is not worldwide, though. This is Nigeria. It's a Nigerian problem.
Sorry, it's a Ghana problem as well. I'm a big Ghanaian, so yeah. It's not just Nigeria.
Okay, let me rephrase. It's an African problem.
Right.
Because in Europe, you don't see those kind of things. Though.
No.
Because when you are working, when you have to wake up in winter and carry your two left legs onto the streets for money that you will work for,
everyone is
and the
hustling.
government will tax, you will not try it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You will not even wear wig. You don't tie scarf and be going.
My sentence I was going to say before we stop was peer pressure and social media has rendered this generation very, if I can use the word, lazy
Entitled.
and very zero resourcefulness and very entitled.
Yeah.
We have to be better than the next person posting. Don't we know it's fake? They're not going to tell you where it's coming from, what is happening. Peer pressure, trying to be better than the next neighbor, what this one is doing. But yet, like she said, we have nothing to show for it in
We
the
have
bank
to wrap up
account.
this because we want to go to your interview. Let's go on a very short break. White Key.
No, I just have to say,
You can't say
we are
no.
not suffering. We think we are suffering in Africa. We are not suffering in Africa because you can go and beg Nima for money. I can go and beg Mary, please give me money. I'm broke and you don't give me, I fight you because you didn't give me money. Nobody, go and beg in London. Who will answer you? Go and beg in America. Everybody is working. So
Let me
please.
go on a very short break. Thank you very much.
Entitlements.
Well, I think really in a nutshell, I mean, we just in a nutshell, as you said, young people shouldn't feel entitled. And if you're going to love, everybody has their own preference to who they date. You want a broke woman, you want a rich woman, you want a woman who's starting from scratch. Either way, it's all a personal opinion and a personal perspective. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll get to know a bit more about Mary. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.